Damn. That's a great intro right there. Welcome back to another Wheels and Whiskey podcast. We're gonna talk about something a little bit deeper today. We're gonna talk about automotive artistry, the upcoming of it, the upbringing of it, where it's come from, where we've started from. You know, basically everything that's gone into this. So,
as well as where we want to go with this too.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, before we talk about that, we are starving.
Dying, dare I say.
We are going to order a pizza really quick from Jet's Pizza in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Little
Shoot, Wisconsin.
Are we thinking Hawaiian? Do you want to do deep dish?
All right. I want to do deep dish.
Just
Detroit deep dish.
Eight corner right here.
Yeah, let's
All
do
right.
an 8 corner.
We'll hit that. We'll hit customize. What do you want to do? Some pepperoni?
Hold on. Wait. Now, go back. Because there were all those different types of pizzas.
So these are all specialty pizzas.
Right, but you can click whether you want them in 8 corner or large.
What do you want?
Well, what do you think? So you want pineapple? Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I do. We can do the Hawaiian route if you want
Now,
to go there.
what about Aloha barbecue chicken? That's got pineapple barbecue chicken.
That's the one right there.
Yeah, let's do that. All
Right,
right, so let's make that an 8 corner pizza. Detroit deep style. Detroit style deep.
There you go.
Yeah,
Deep
there we go.
dish. Added to cart. We're looking at $20 goddamn dollars, dude. $28. You sure you want to do that?
Let's do it.
You do it? All right.
I think it's going to be worth it.
Oh yeah. Let's
How long is it gonna
let's
take?
hit delivery. That's gonna bump that up. $32.55.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. I'm okay with it.
You good?
Yeah. Oh, God, that's so expensive. Whatever. I don't think I buy pizza like this ever. I don't buy pizza like this ever. I really never spend $32 like that. So we'll do it.
Damn it! I fucked up my address.
We're going to do it for you guys. Okay? Otherwise, we would have just popped a Jack's pizza in the oven and just ran with it. But we're not going to do that because we're not losers. Oh, we are, but we're Detroit deep losers.
Today, we are drinking Driftless Glen again.
Yeah. This stuff has been wild. So we tried this neat to start with, and it tasted really good. I was getting some really good flavors out of this. And then now we're drinking it with, well, they were spheres, but they've kind of melted into, I mean, mine looks like a C right now. So, I mean, now we're drinking them with ice. It's obviously affected the color a lot.
Yeah, it lightens it quite a bit.
Oh, dude, where did I put that? Oh, it's gone.
Oh god damn it!
Hold on. Okay, so I need people to relate to this. Listen to that noise. All right, I gotta find it again. All right, right here. I gotta unmute it. Okay, so when I put this ice cube in, or ice sphere in this glass, and I initially poured the whiskey in, I swished it around like you're supposed to, and the noise really reminded me of an old character in a show that I used to watch when I was a child.
We get it.
You get that. It's Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob,
Oh
and
my
it sounds totally identical.
I never watched SpongeBob.
That blows my mind. I asked him, I was like, do you know what this sounds like? It sounds like Mr. Krabs. Or I was like, no. What did I say? I was like, have you ever watched SpongeBob? And you were like, no. You've said that multiple times because I know I've asked you multiple times if you've watched SpongeBob. That blows my fucking mind.
So here's the deal. I'm going to blame it on this. My family was really religious growing up, so they were very conscious. My parents were very conscious of the shows that were shown to us.
Right.
And I don't know. They always said that it would rot my brain, so I was never. Yeah, prime example right here.
Well, look at me.
I was never allowed to watch SpongeBob, so
Damn.
I just never did. And like I miss a lot of memes from it. Unfortunately, it makes me sad. Actually.
Yeah, SpongeBob is yeah, I can't get that time back in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
I really can't. All right. So besides the pizza, besides us acting like goons right now, because we are a little
We're a little. We're not wasted. We're pretty buzzed.
We're buzzed, right? We're pretty buzzed.
Buzzing like a bee.
So this is the under the influence part of the car talk that we were talking about. So automotive artistry. Fuck, where can we start? Where can we start with? I mean, this goes back, right?
This goes back a long ways. Actually, we just watched it today. It goes back to that really shitty Car Hub video that we made. It was me, you, and then Dawson was there while we were editing.
Can we play that for the people that are watching?
It's shameful.
It is very shameful, but I think we should play it for the people that are watching. So this was, so I've had a Volkswagen GTI for about 3 years now, probably 4, no, 3. And this has been a car that I've put so much time and effort into. But we decided to take up TikTok a while back, and this video got.
I'll be completely honest with you. For a starting video,
I'm not disappointed.
Like the first video I ever posted, it's whatever.
However, we look like goons. So look at me with my fuckboy look, because that's kind of how I was then, especially driving that GTI.
That's such terrible slow motion.
It is very terrible. Wow. So this is the first attempt. And then you got my dumbass face. Oh God. This is all handheld.
All handheld.
No gimbal.
No gimbal whatsoever.
Wow.
Shot with the trusty old A6000. No, but
that is wild.
If you want to really get down to the roots of it, that was where both of us came together and kind of had that, I wouldn't say dream, but like realization. Like this is what we want.
Yeah.
You know, like I want to start making shit. Like
and we had nothing. We literally had nothing. We had an A6000.
Yeah, and that was primarily I was using for photos. So
exactly.
It doesn't really have great video capabilities. So I mean, that was way back in the day, dude. Way long time ago.
But before that, it was motovlogging. Motovlogging is where it started.
Dude.
Motovlogging is where it all started.
Yeah, so it actually does go farther beyond that. We had the grand idea. We never even did it.
No, we never did. Well, we tried. So what was it? I had a Z. No, this wasn't even part of that. I had a ZX6R and I had a GoPro. You invested fully in a motovlogging rig.
Dude, everything. Yeah, the microphone, camera.
Yeah.
Everything. And I did wear it a couple times. Like I went up to Green Bay a couple times with some buddies and I recorded. Like I got that video.
And they were solid. They were really good.
They were good.
But I think we were pushing out of the moto life. We were pushing out of the motorcycle scene.
And I think another big thing too is like at that point we couldn't like sit down and talk, right?
No, exactly.
So like if we had tried to do that on a bike now, excuse me, it would have just been really, I don't know. It was always awkward when we would think about it, right?
Right.
Now, granted, our conversations that we had through the Cenas were great.
Oh, dude,
they really were. But yeah, no, we never did we?
No, we never.
Never made a video off that.
Well, and here's the thing: is I sold my ZX6R when we had this idea. But I didn't want to motovlog with a ZX6R. I wanted to motovlog with an MT-09, which is what you had at the time. So there was a time there where I was actually unemployed at this point. I wasn't even working for
before you went to SD.
Yeah, I wasn't even working there. There was a time where I was looking for a bike. I had that money from selling my ZX6R. I was like, shoot, I want to buy a MT-09. I want to do what Sam did, and we could have a really cool motovlog here. And I remember there was a couple that we were even going to go travel to look at and possibly buy. But they were just out of that price range, and thank God they were.
Yeah, dude.
Because we would have totally been down this route of motovlogging, and it wouldn't have worked.
Like I wouldn't say it wouldn't. I think that we would be in a drastically different period.
Oh, absolutely.
Than we are now. Like, I mean, look at what we're doing right now. I don't think we'd ever be doing this.
Look at the winter lull. Like, what would we be doing, right? There's only so much you can do with a motorcycle. There's only so much you can do with a car. But when it comes to the motorcycles, I mean, God, we would have been, okay, let's vlog a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But not to mention, I wasn't a fan of what we were doing with the motorcycles. I really wasn't. It got old really quick. And even right now, like, as you can kind of speak for, like when you see motorcyclists driving on the road, like how we were.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't regret that. Like I don't regret getting rid of my bike. Like I look back at that and I watch them riding down the road and I'm like, yeah, I don't miss it.
Yeah, no, I miss. We've talked about this. I don't know. I miss parts of it, but yeah, I don't miss it.
Yeah.
So ultimately, that's where it started, though.
It
was that kind of cohesive dream of, let's start a motovlog podcast channel, and then motovlog channel, not a podcast channel. But then the next step was making that video on Instagram, and then there was a lull period there, and it really started when you got me into the gallery.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought my A6000. I brought my gimbal.
Yeah.
You had nothing yet.
Nothing.
We went there, and then you were just walking around with me while I was recording.
Mm-hmm.
And I never did anything with that footage. I got a lot. I posted the photos, but the video was all bitch. Like
the reels were spectacular.
Yes.
There were some. Can we pull up your Instagram, because you have those all over your Instagram. So, obviously I didn't have a camera. I didn't have anything. I literally didn't have a thing. I had nothing.
Yeah, nothing
to do any of this with. When we went to this gallery showcase, but these videos that you created there. I mean, God, I don't know. There's something about, like, it's just the most intoxicating thing ever.
I'm actually really impressed that I did this with that camera.
What camera was this?
This is the A6000.
Was it really?
Yeah, so it wasn't shooting log. It was just shooting standard picture profile.
Right. Yeah. So
I don't even know if this thing shot. Yeah, it was 1080p at 60 frames a second. So there was that one, and then there was this one for that absolutely gorgeous NSX.
Oh God, such a beautiful car.
It was really well done too. And then
I remember that.
It was the Super here.
So what time of the year was this? This was 32 weeks ago, July 8th. So we're coming up on no, we're not. We're pretty far out from July. So this is still under.
Well, that's when I posted this. The original video was here,
and this was when July still.
Yeah, so I guess maybe it was. But yeah, no, I started posting that. I know I had this video of the MT-09.
Wow.
I mean, it's all right.
But that was when.
And then there was this
I think
one.
That was probably the first time you were getting into like the whole video. Wow. It's crazy to think of like where it started from, right?
Yeah.
So
And
not even
then-
a year ago.
Yeah, more content from that, but that's ultimately where that beginning point.
Mm-hmm.
It was the gallery. So after the gallery, there was nothing. We didn't do anything,
No,
and
there
then
was nothing.
I decided to sell the bike. So I sold the bike, and then I went and put all that money into a new camera. Equipment. So I got the new camera, got the new lens, and the lens was specifically it's a wide angle 16mm lens. So I was like, this is great for vlogging. I bought the mic, and then called you up and was like, bro, we got to go to this IMSA race. And that is really where it started, because I handed you my A6000 that I still had.
And that's
you
kind of got in love.
Yeah, you got that. You got bit by that. So fucking hey, man.
And so there's the new camera. That's what you're using actually right now.
Correct, right here. Yep.
So I remember, when was it? Oh God. So I was on second shift. What month did you post this? August.
This is August, yeah.
August. Yeah, so May is when I started working second shift. Oh God, that lens. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that rental lens. God, that we need to just buy one of those already.
Halvesies, it'll work on both our cameras.
There you go. Well, I remember specifically you saying there was a race, and messaging me about it, and you're just gonna film a video. Let's just film a YouTube video. And I remember going to work that day, just super excited to go to Road America the next day. And oh God, dude, I could barely get any fucking sleep. But then when I got there in the GTI, and you guys can see it in the video, if you ever watch our first video, him handing me a Monster Energy drink, and I fucking needed that thing. But
yeah,
it's crazy to me to think that that's where it all started. Me using your backup camera, really your A6000, and I was doing probably the best work I could to get some of these beautiful videos. I mean, God, what was it then? What was the video where I went out and I actually bought my camera? Was that after the second one, the SD wheel one?
Yeah, because we were talking about it at the SD wheel warehouse video
Right.
with your mom.
Yeah.
She asked if this was yours, and you're like, no, this is Sam's. So
Mhm.
after that, you bought the A6400. We swapped lenses that I had on my A6000. So it was that 18 to 105 G Master.
Yeah.
So you've been using that one, and it's worked for the most part. The lenses worked great. But yeah, that's so second video.
Second video
Yeah.
in, I remember we were editing in your bedroom. God, and I was just like, fuck, I need to buy something that's capable, right?
Yeah.
Quality has always been key, right? So when we went to this first one, you had that lens, and you look back at some of the pictures where, if you guys watch that video,
Well, I can even go like right here.
scroll to the part where the Porsches are coming onto that turn. I mean, even these pictures right here, like, it's just stunning pictures, and quality has always been the key. And this is literally all from the first video. This one's from the second. That's Scott's VR4, but quality has always been key. And the A6000, love the camera. I think it's a great camera, but I don't think that it's what we needed.
No,
right?
it's an old camera, and yeah, that's ultimately what it was. It was, let's see how we can get this quality up, and
Yeah.
You getting that definitely helped. But no, from there, after that second video, the second video wasn't great.
No, it wasn't great. Not
But-
with the A6000.
But the vision was kind of aligned, and we both kind of figured out, like where we wanted to go with this.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, fuck, that's kind of where we've been. Every time we go out to film or shoot or whatever it is, it's always the quality. And we've harped on this with the recap video. That's what we've always wanted, and that's where we want to go in the future. So
yeah, I'll be honest, like, going when we were gonna buy, or when we were sitting down in your bedroom and we were editing that video, that first video, the second one, and Ricky was sitting there, I never thought for once in my life I'm gonna spend that much money on a camera.
yeah,
I'll be honest, never thought in my life. If anybody would have asked me before we did those videos to buy a camera, like, if before we even filmed the YouTube video, you would have said, hey, I think you should buy this camera, I would have said, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm spending that much money on a camera. I have no idea what I'm doing with a camera, and I don't see a purpose. But then after we filmed those first couple of videos, and I realized, oh fuck, this is kind of like exactly what I want to do. Like, it's weird how it falls right into that, like, I don't want to say manifestation, right? But like, when you go back to the motorcycle videos, you go back to kind of what we wanted to do in the first place, build some sort of brand, build some sort of company, right, that revolves around automotive enthusiasts. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of be some sort of influencer in a way, but moto vlogging wasn't really it. So
Right.
then we went out and we filmed those first videos, and that was like, holy fuck, this is it. It's cars. Like, this is it. Like, this is what we should have been doing the whole time, especially with the GTI. We had that build. With the suspension, obviously we have a lot more that we could do with the GTI, and I think we should absolutely do a build series on it. There's a lot done to it, but we could do a lot more. But that's kind of what we fell into, and after that second video, I was like, fuck yeah, I'll buy that camera right now.
Oh yeah, it was really quick after that.
Yeah.
And then the first video you filmed with that camera was the ill-fated Fanatec GT race.
God,
But that,
dude.
unfortunately, was a great video.
And we've talked about this a lot before. What was that race? Was that an IMSA race?
Nope, Fanatec GT.
Fanatec GT.
World GT, yeah. So
yeah.
we've talked about it a lot. You already know. We had a hard drive failure, but that was the first video that we filmed with that camera, and it worked really well having those two cameras then. Fast forward a little more, we filmed a little bit more stuff. We went to Clean Culture. We went to some other events. Gatlinburg was the big one where we really ran that camera through everything.
Oh,
we
dude,
fully
yeah.
used that. But no, I mean, that's kind of where we got the start. We didn't really fully understand everything with that, but I mean, at this point now, are you good?
Mm.
You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got an ice cube in your mouth now, don't you? Didn't think about that one.
No, dude.
All right, go ahead, chew it.
All right, we're good.
Done?
We're good.
All right. No, fast forward now. We're looking to make this a bigger thing than just YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't want to make like any announcement or anything, but it's going to be bigger than YouTube. We are trying to expand it as a brand instead of just being a YouTube channel. Now, obviously, we have our individual clients and stuff for like shoots and things, but it will be expanded in the future. We are working on a website, getting some other big stuff out, but no, it is very interesting to kind of see back as for a really long time, like even in high school, like I kind of had that I want to start a YouTube channel.
Oh, absolutely.
Didn't know what the YouTube channel was going to be about then. Like if in high school, I would not have said I was going to make it about cars.
Yeah, and that's always the part is finding a niche, right?
Yeah.
Finding exactly what you want to do, what you want to be around, your category,
Yeah.
and that's it. And I think we found that easily. So
yeah, but yeah, no, like think about the amount of people that both of us told us that we should go do a YouTube channel. We just never did.
Yeah.
Always some bullshit excuse to not start that channel.
Yeah.
But no, I mean that race thing was really a fuck it moment. Like I had the lens for the real estate shit, and then I was like, I'll buy a mic. And now we have the camera, mic, lens. That's all we need, right?
Yeah.
And it was really just I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? We're walking around like a bunch of dumbasses at a race event with a camera, but I mean, it turned out great. I think the big thing too after that first video that we dropped was the constructive criticism, both positive and negative feedback from that, and the amount of people I feel like that like fully supported and kind of saw our vision as a whole down the line.
For me, it was the Fanatec, or not the Fanatec, the Super Trofeo team, right?
Yeah.
When we got that message from them, especially after being super excited about it, God, I was like, wow, somebody super into this realm sees potential in us, right? So when you get like a team like that comes out and wants you to work with them, that's a big deal, especially on the first video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
just right off the content we made from
right
that.
Out of the bat.
That wasn't only the YouTube video, to be specific. So the YouTube video obviously was pretty big, but you go and you look at the what am I trying to say? The Instagram content.
Yeah.
That's where he messaged me on Instagram was from the one that with the big lens on it that I made, and we actually had some of their cars in that video. So I don't know. That was a huge. I don't know, having somebody value. You know what I mean? Like what you're producing is was huge, and that really kind of got that start to it. But then, like between Gatlinburg, what did we really have? Clean Culture and the $20 million car collection.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff was kind of. I mean, Clean Culture was planned. It was kind of $20 million was spur of the moment. That was not supposed to happen whatsoever, but definitely one of our best videos. Obviously, $20 million car collection. Who doesn't want to look at that? But the kind of the thought of the automotive artistry, it's I don't know how we came about it is crazy, because what did we have? When did we actually come up with a name? We dropped $20 million car collection as Samuel P's.
Yeah, so the channel was actually started under my name. Yeah,
and this was a personal
right
kind of YouTube channel. You never posted anything to it, but it was just kind of an account. You know, but that's where we started posting all these was Samuel P's. So,
I don't know. It might have been after Gatlinburg, to be honest with you.
Was it after Gatlinburg? I don't
know. I really do think it was, because I don't know. We didn't have. Yeah, I think it was Gatlinburg, because we were looking at the B-roll we got from Gatlinburg.
Right.
So the big. Let me explain the name here. So Automotive Artistry, obviously, the whole point of it is to portray the art behind the automotive industry, and there's a lot of it. Right, you're not just talking like, for me, if I think art and automotive, I think Porsche, right?
Right.
But it's not that. It's the individuals that go out and spend so much money, time, and effort on these builds, and it's truly art, right? So the whole point is basically as a brand is to show that.
It's to showcase
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Just a place where we can showcase that art. As far as YouTube videos go, that's why quality is the most important thing to us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think about it, right? So, I mean, as a young child, right? My dad always brought me to racetracks, races, and I always thought, wow, this is the coolest thing ever. And then there's one thing that is like a quote that always stuck with me, and it's that cars are they're art, and it's man made, right? So you got to think about the art behind that, right? How did we create these things? And then for all of those, enthusiasts is kind of what we're targeting right now. So you got your own cars, you got your own builds. That's art. Like seriously, when you talk about the work that you're putting into these vehicles, and I get it. This goes back to, Gatlinburg, where there was a little bit of controversy with the guy Stancy Pants, right? There's some builds that some people might not necessarily like. However, the fact that he was able to create something like that, drivable, and made it look like that, that's an art in itself.
Correct, yeah.
And I think that's the best part about the enthusiast space that I've loved for my entire life is the fact that you can build something however you want to, whatever way you want to. And sure, there's some people that'll judge, but most of those people aren't even a part of this enthusiast culture.
Right, they're just randos.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you talk to a guy like Stancy Pants, right? And what does he say? Everybody here loves me. All these people that I talk to, I'm friends with everybody.
Yeah.
Right? So whoever's hating on me, are they even fucking here?
No,
you know what I mean?
Most of the people that were there really liked
Exactly.
the build. Like I would never drive a car stance like that, but
No,
it's
I
still
wouldn't.
cool.
I think it's the coolest thing
right?
ever.
It's and that's the thing. It's like, and you have such a divide too. Like this is
Mhm.
kind of going away from automotive artistry, but like
Right.
you have such a divide of opinions throughout like the car culture. So specifically when you go down south, there's a lot of different cultures, right?
Yeah.
You get down to Texas and Mexico area, very different, right?
Right.
I would never get into that, but like those builds are very like when you're taking a truck, like squatted trucks or whatever.
Yeah,
like
South Carolina.
you're still it's still a lot that goes into it. Now, obviously, there's shit builds and stuff, but
right.
it's along the same lines. So yeah, like it's a varying opinion, but
Yeah, no, it's still like the idea of somebody sitting there, right, and saying, you know what, this is something that I've spent my money on, and I care deeply about how it looks, and I want it to look the way I want it to look, not how anybody else wants it to look. And that's the coolest fucking part about this culture that I just love so fucking much. But, anyways, the whole purpose of automotive artistry has really just been to capture that, right? To capture your individual builds, right? You got a lot of people that kind of build cars along the same lines, right? Hey, he's got a GTI, I have a GTI, and they look kind of the same, right? Because we put the same brand of wheels on it. We put the same brand of diffusers, any kind of car part. We put the same brand, right? APR, he put APR on his, I put 034 on mine, right? There's a lot of people like that, right? However, there's a lot of people that are they're all different in their own ways, and it's people's tastes, and that's been the coolest thing to capture. So Slam Enough Gatlinburg was probably the best one to see.
yeah,
I've never seen that many different car builds on such a large scale. Obviously we've been cooped up in Appleton, Wisconsin for the better half of our lives, and we've seen probably the same cars multiple years in a row. Utterly Euro, pretty much the same vehicles every year. Because it's just Appleton, Wisconsin, Neenah, Oshkosh, Green Bay, kind of the same area. But then you go to Gatlinburg and you got cars from California, Florida, Texas, Maine, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, all the different states.
Oh, dude, look what's here.
Oh my God. You're a fucking legend.
That scared the shit out of me. It just opened.
Holy shit. What happened to 48 minutes?
Yeah, dude. They said 627.
Ben went and picked it up.
Hell yeah, man. We're not going to have room for this.
Oh, we're going to make room for it.
Jesus Christ. Here, we'll move the bottle.
I might need some of that. This is all large, dude.
We're making all this noise. Oh.
Hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, hold that up, but be safe about it. Don't drop that shit on your computer. All right. What did we even get?
Explain.
What did we get?
I need the
Hold on. All right. This is Aloha barbecue chicken. So this is an 8-corner pizza, just Detroit style deep dish. So it's got chicken, barbecue sauce, cheese, and pineapple.
That's what it means by 8 corner. It's all corner pieces.
Yeah. Put the shit. You gotta get the mic in front of your face, guy. Wow, this looks like it's gonna slap. Yeah, but what were we talking about?
Different builds.
Oh yeah.
Shit. All right. Sorry, I'm setting up my mic. Sorry if this is annoying anybody. All right. Good.
All right, there we go.
Sweet. Oh God. All right. So, I guess let's just kind of get into where we're going with this, right? So we've kind of talked about where it started. So you guys kind of know where we've been, where we're going with it. However, and something we've stemmed off to, obviously the channel is called Automotive Artistry, but what we've stemmed off to in the last couple, probably month or two, is real estate. So that's kind of one that we wanted to branch off into a little bit, is the real estate space. I'm super interested in the real estate space, houses in general, but also automotive artistry is the primary. I would love to start creating an apparel. I think we both have a pretty good idea of the apparel brand that we would like to start off with.
Right.
An idea, a design that I don't think has ever been seen before or ever been created before. So where we're going with this is a quality that has never been seen before, right? We're all used to the very standard 4K, very cool transition videos. And I'm not going to say that we are past that yet. I'm not going to say that we're even to that yet. But on our journey through this, as we've started in the last couple months, I do believe that we are going to surpass that. That's our goal, right? Our goal is to be number one, right? Yeah, you want to create the best quality content. I hate saying the word content because it's overused nowadays by a lot of those influencers. However, our quality, that's what we're going for. We're going for something where you're going to watch it and it's going to intoxicate the fuck out of you. It's going to just, capture you and really kind of captivate you and make you feel like, holy crap, that's crazy. I understand where they're coming from when they have the title Automotive Artistry. So I don't know. It's going to take a lot.
It's a lot of work.
It is.
Didn't explain that super well. The real estate stuff is part of the. It's part of like the company as a whole.
It is,
right. Like
yeah.
we Automotive Artistry as a company does not only do automotive stuff,
right?
Which is misleading in the name, but we do other things. We also have side individual things that we do, but as far as the automotive stuff, yes, that's
I would say like as a kind of like part of like the creation of this, right? Obviously, when you guys see this, it looks very good, right? Obviously, we're doing very good, but we're also trying to kind of teach and kind of bring people along our journey. We are not at all established yet, and we are getting to that point.
correct.
So we've experienced new things. We're going to branch off into the real estate world, and maybe obviously that part of it isn't going to be still part of automotive artistry, but you got plenty of companies out there they got a soul name, and then they have, wow, they're fucking loud.
Yeah, dude.
So we got some giraffes walking around upstairs.
Fucking elephants. As we said in the first episode, this is our studio is in my basement.
They're huge.
So, my roommates, yeah.
They're fucking
the
massive.
basement's not finished, so we have to deal with the creaking footsteps and the constant yelling at each other. But I digress. We're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah. So back to the kind of where we're at with this, right? So there's a lot of people out there that I think we're in that world where a lot of people are trying to build something outside of a 9-to-5 job.
I'd say Right, because it's appealing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to work a 9 to 5 job. It's shit. Everyone knows it's shit.
It is.
The thing is not everyone has the drive to do what you need to do to get out of that point, right?
Yeah.
And that's it's a place where we differ from a lot of people, and there's a lot of people I know that differ from that too, that are definitely making it work. So yes, there's a lot of people that like want to do that, but I think this is I know this is a significant different situation that we got here, but
yeah. So I mean, we've been wanting to do this for a while, but you know, the brand of it is something that we created the automotive artistry a couple videos in, and then obviously you kind of experience new things. And in our case, that's real estate. We did one real estate shoot, and it was probably the coolest thing ever. But ultimately, the goal is to build this, and we're going to take you guys along with it. I think absolutely we're going to, share the behind the scenes, and I think that's, a good thing for this podcast, kind of discuss that.
Yeah, and I think too, not only with this podcast, I was contemplating starting another channel specifically on what goes into the editing and the shooting.
Yeah.
Because there's such a gap on YouTube for car-specific video and photo content, right?
I have to eat this pizza.
You can go we'll meet you. You can go on YouTube and look up videos on, how to use your camera and stuff like that. But there's not a lot of people that are out there doing specifically car related things to that. So
it's fucking hot.
A little hot there.
You're gonna have to pause on the pizza for a second. Yeah. Holy Christ!
But no, there's a gap there, and I think that needs filling. I've had a lot.
Oh man, yeah. So we have a really bad humor.
God damn it! All right.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, but anyways, I have, and you're not the only person. Jesus Christ, Connor, you're not the only one that doesn't have that.
Oh, dude. Yeah. So we try to get deep.
God, people must think we're so challenged.
And then we say these stupid things that are just so funny to us.
God damn it.
But they probably sound stupid as shit to everybody else.
Probably because we're slightly buzzed right now.
Yeah.
But,
all right.
But no, to get
on.
back to the point, there are people that have asked me for help to be taught. Don't spill that shit.
I know.
They need help on learning, DaVinci, Lightroom, Photoshop. And that's something that I've learned. I've taught myself, but that's literally over the past 7 years of countless hours and days of research and practice. And there's an easier way for it. So yeah, we'll mute Connor up a little bit there. But no, I think that starting that second channel would be very beneficial for not only the immediate people, but anybody else out there that wants to, start doing automotive photography or cinematography.
Yeah. I mean, for anybody that's kind of it's shooting to do something that we're doing. So obviously we have 179 subscribers on our YouTube channel.
Absolutely nothing.
I mean, I don't want to say nothing because I never thought we'd get to a point where we had 179 subscribers. The first video we posted, honestly, when you go back, 419 views. I never thought that video would even reach 50. So shout out to all the 179 subscribers that we have. I don't even know 20 people. So 179 is a lot of people, and I'm honored that you guys even looked at our shit and decided to take time to hit subscribe. But for anybody that's super interested in kind of what we're doing, would you like us to create another channel to talk about kind of how we started, how we got into this, what we've stuck our money into, what we've kind of gone into?
More of kind of like a tutorial type.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is kind of the starting. Obviously we're not 100% successful right now, and obviously success is determined by dollar that you've gained or views that you've gained. It's all a numbers game, right? But regardless, we're doing this, and I think that that's the most important part. If you base a lot of this off of numbers, if you base a lot of this off of dollar, right? it will become a very draining situation.
Well, if your only goal with this is I
To
just
make
want to
money.
make money, and that's we got me and my brother got in a little argument about this. Like this is something I genuinely enjoy.
Exactly.
It's all where you put your priorities, right? If your priority is to just make money out of this, yes, you could, get to that point where you're successful off of it. But ultimately, when you get to that point, it's not going to be fulfilling for you.
Absolutely. You can't just pick up a camera and say, "Oh, I'm going to make thousands of dollars like Charlie D'Amelio or millions of dollars like Charlie D'Amelio," right? There's
Well,
so
if you're
much.
Charlie D'Amelio, you can.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's so much more than that. And for us, it started off as a hobby. This has gone back to years ago before we even knew we were going to be sitting here doing a podcast. And dude, I love it, honestly. And like you were saying, right? If it came down to it and we were just doing this every day, but we could do this with more time and make decent money outside of this, I would absolutely be fine with not making a single penny off of doing this, because it is just the most fun thing in the world. Being able to make these videos, being able to sit down and edit, being able to go out and record shit and sit there with our cameras and fucking capture the cool shit that we've caught, I mean, the videos, going back and watching these videos, it's crazy to me that we have created those.
Yeah.
It is mind blowing. Obviously, it's still a little bit more on the amateur side. I think we have a lot to learn. I wouldn't say amateur side. I think they are very cool videos, but I love to see the start of it.
Yeah.
And you can definitely tell, and I'm going to tell you this for anybody that's going to watch us going into the new year, 2023. I would challenge some of you, if you are, a heavy advocate for this, watch some of the first videos and then go back and watch the new ones that we put out and see the quality difference, because it is going to change drastically. And I can promise you that. I can absolutely promise you that. But anyway, I digress. If you are totally in this and you want to do sort of what we're doing, leave a comment, right? I mean, there is a comment section. I don't think we've had really any comments on any of our videos, but you can comment on these videos, and we are totally looking for everything. Or hit us a DM on Instagram or Facebook and tell us, would you, I would be totally down to sit here and do a podcast, once a week and have 20 minutes of that podcast devoted to what we're doing in the week, what we've done in the last week to kind of grow our channel, grow our business, grow our, whatever.
Dude, even questions. If anyone has questions, just throw them out there. We can answer them on here, and obviously directly as well. But if you have questions about anything like photography, videography related, or car stuff, or growing this too, I mean, we're obviously learning with this, but I have quite a bit of knowledge, and I can distill that on other people. So.
And if we don't know, it's because we haven't found out yet ourselves.
Exactly.
We're still learning. We're very average human beings. Honestly, didn't think we'd even get to this point, quite honestly. And here we are with a full-fledged studio, full-fledged podcast setup, cameras that honestly I never thought I'd own. But ultimately we're gonna create some quality shit. In the near future, I think one of the things that we're gonna push hard for is real estate. We're gonna push very hard into the real estate world for pictures, videos, just get into that space. I think it'd be a cool space to get into.
Yeah.
And then other than that, I look to putting my car into a show very soon with the actual Automotive Artistry brand, being the sponsor for that, which is obviously our company, right? We're going to sponsor ourselves, obviously, duh. And then an apparel line. I think we have a pretty cool idea, a pretty cool design idea for an apparel line. That's what we've been working on heavily. So there's gonna be some cool shit coming out of the woodworks here. Our minds are just, it's, when you get to this point, for anybody that gets to this point, when they come into this space, you'll start to see your mind kind of go so many different places. All right, well, fuck. It started off as a YouTube channel called Samuel Pease, and you're thinking, well, where the fuck are we going to go with this? Right.
Yeah.
And then you finally figure out your name. You finally figure out, okay, well, Automotive Artistry. Right. And then you start to think, fuck, we could make a podcast. We can make apparel. We could make so many different things. We can make a car build. There's so many different things that we can do with automotive artistry, right? And then you go and you do those things, and then, well, shit, there's so many more things. It's almost like a video game, right? You get to one level, you unlock something, you achieve that goal, you unlock another thing. There's so many different ways that you can branch out, and I challenge anybody that's thinking about doing this shit, right? Money aside, you know, granted, there's probably some money that I shouldn't have spent while doing this that I'm so absolutely glad I have.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't spend that money, what would I be doing? I'll tell you, I'd be waking up every single day to go to work and dread going to work and not having anything to look forward to because, obviously first things first, this is a hobby, but it's how do you turn that hobby into your lifestyle? How do you turn that hobby into something that you want to do for the rest of your life? How do you turn that hobby into something that you can do for the rest of your life without having to do anything else? That's what we're going for, right? I want to be a big part of this. You want to be a big part of this. This is something that we've been busting our asses for.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd love to have any questions. If anybody has any questions, definitely put them in the comment section. We can answer some of them, probably not all of them, because we're obviously, like I said, we're still very new to this. But we have our minds in the right places and we're working very hard to do it. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I know what's going to happen, but we'll see what happens. But I know.
Yeah.
But I know what's going to happen.
We have a good thing here.
Oh, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's beyond the, I have to ask myself all the time, is this just two guys that, want to do something but are probably never going to achieve it? The thing is that, like, our stuff isn't shit.
Mm-hmm. Never.
So it's like, yes, we have the dream.
Mm-hmm.
It's the amount of effort that we're willing to put into this to see if it'll happen. So
you got to find the time. You got to find the time, right? And, that's the hardest part, right? Is oftentimes the life, right? So the world that we're living in right now is one where you have to make money, you have to pay bills, you have to do this, right? And for anybody that's going to college, it's kind of the same thing, right? But except you're putting yourself in debt. So you're in college, or you're not making money. I mean, well, you're in college. Yeah. But majority of college students, right, like university college students, right, they're not getting a side job. They're in complete debt and they're not paying it off for about 4 years, right? Because they have a student loan and maybe their mom or dad are paying for a little bit of it, right? Until they get out of college and it's like, all right, well, you got to pay off your student loans now with the job that you get from your degree, right? But majority of us, if you're not going to college, are picking up a 9 to 5, just working. And it's finding the time to do this. And oftentimes it's that lazy part of the back of the brain that just says,
Well, dude, it's how much you're willing to sacrifice.
Exactly.
I mean, even today we were talking about the whole lifestyle change. Like, we're sitting here drinking whiskey,
dude,
on a weekend.
Seriously.
Right? We're not out partying.
Nope.
I mean, the amount of people that I know that are my age that
absolutely.
that aren't willing to put that aside and work on themselves in any way, and that's you're drinking and partying every single weekend. It's ridiculous. It's almost horrible. Everybody, yeah.
It's horrible. I and I've lost a lot of friends because of this exact thing. I'd say, Sam, you're the only friend I actually have. I literally can't think of, I mean, you can go through my fucking recent text message. I don't have another friend that I can just say, hey, you want to hang out?
Yeah.
There's nobody. And part of me has lost that because I've bottled myself so much of my life inside of my head, just thinking, how can I, get somewhere where I want to be?
Right.
I've never thought, hey, yo, you guys want to go to the bars tonight? I fucking hate that shit. Right. It's been we've gone to the bars together.
Yeah. I mean, we even 2 years ago, this was us 2 years ago. That's what we did. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we did it once or twice. Did we do it twice? I mean,
more than twice. Yeah.
I think, well, a couple of the times were 21st birthdays. Yeah. Right. And those are, right. You turn 21. I think it's, I think it's appropriate for you to go out and get fucked up, right? I think that's a time where you learn, okay? But going out every single weekend is the most destroying thing ever.
Yeah,
It's destructive.
financially and
It's financially destructive, mentally destructive. It's and as a 23-year-old, 22-year-old, I'm not even 23 yet. As a 22-year-old, I never thought I'd say that because I mean, growing up, alcohol was cool. I thought, whoa, dude, it's cool. I have somebody buying me a case of Miller Lite. This is cool. I like alcohol. I thought, man, I can't wait to go to the bars. And then I went to the bars a couple times, through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Obviously I've gone to the bars a couple of times, and now I'm realizing I will never go to the bars again. Why? Because it is a time waster, especially if you're looking to get into something like this. You don't have time to do that shit. So if you want to go build a brand, or if you want to build a business, or, do what you want to do and not have to work a 9 to 5 job, going to the bars is the biggest waste of fucking time. You are not going to get anywhere. You're going to waste your time. You're going to waste your money. You're going to build fake friendships because that's where you meet fake people, is at the bars.
that's damn, dude. I never thought. Yeah,
It's a
fake.
reality check.
Yeah,
it is a reality check. And if you go to the bars, you will never have. Okay, and this is the biggest misconception is when you're under the influence, and I've had this before, right? When you're under the influence and you're drunk and oh man, you're feeling good, right? And you stumble across somebody and you have a great conversation with them. You got to understand that you guys are both drunk.
Yeah.
Right? That person is not who they are when they're under the influence, and you are not at all who you are when you are under the influence. So that conversation is probably the biggest waste of time ever, right? And I've had this before. I've met a person. I've been drunk. I've met a friend, a guy at a bar before, and we've linked up outside of work or outside of the bar. And, it's like, holy fuck, you are a completely different fucking person, right? I have had friends where I have gone to the bar with them for the first time, and you realize who these people are. And quite honestly, the bar is just the biggest waste of time. I'm totally down to go and, don't get me wrong. You go to a bar and you're responsible. It's totally cool, right? But the things that people are doing at our age, the 20-year-olds, the 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds, whatever, 24-year-olds that are going out to the bars and getting fucking blackout hammered every night, going to the dance floor. I will never do that ever again in my life. Ever. It's the biggest waste of my time.
Yeah.
It's the biggest waste. I have way too much to prioritize. And I'm saying for anybody who is trying to get into this space, trying to do what we're doing, trying to build a brand, build a business, build a profitable business, you will not ever succeed doing this if you go out to the bars. And I've seen that firsthand. Like,
yeah.
100%.
And you kind of hit on it. Like, we go to the bar.
Oh, you go to the bar.
Like, for dinner.
We'll go to the bar.
Or like to go hang out for an hour, but it's not going to the bar to get fucking plastered.
Oh, never.
Yeah,
no.
that's
not
specifically
to stay out till 2 in the morning.
Exactly. We're saying staying out to bar close. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
And we're not saying this necessarily that you're a terrible human being for doing that.
No.
That's not what we mean. It is it's a huge hindrance to any type of goal that you have.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of your money. In the grand scheme of things, ultimately, it is a waste of your time and
Absolutely. money. And for the successful people that go out to the bars, right? Say you're making, a good chunk of money every year, right? Say you are successful and you're going out to the bars every Saturday. It is a very wise question to ask yourself, where could I be if I wasn't at the bars right now? If I'm a millionaire right now and I'm going out to the bars, well, fuck, maybe I could be a billionaire. It's a good thought to have, that there's always something better that you can be doing, especially if you're at the bars. And obviously we're sitting here, we're drinking whiskey, we're responsible. I mean, fuck, I'm not going to drive home drunk tonight. I'm fine. You know what I mean? The last thing I'm going to do is get drunk anymore. I'm so sick of getting drunk. It is the most and counterproductive thing I can ever do in my life. And going to the bars is just a complete waste of my time. So, to kind of recoup all back to the automotive artistry, this podcast has been more to kind of explain to people what we started from, what we've been doing, and kind of how we've gotten to this point and where we plan on going. And the whole bar conversation is just something that we realized we were doing wrong.
Correct.
That we had to cancel out to get to this point. So for the 21-year-olds, the 22-year-olds, the 23-year-olds that are our age, or the 24-year-olds, literally any age, we're just trying to tell you that whatever you are doing, it might be right, but there's things that you have to consider to cancel out to keep going, to progress, right? So there's always a roadblock. There's always something in the way. And in this instance, for this, something that might be getting in my way right now is the hours that I'm working, right?
Right.
There's always something. It might not be the bars, it might not be alcohol, it might not be drugs, it might not be anything, right? But in my case, it is hours that I'm working, right? That's something that now I have to consider, okay, what can I do to make time for this, right? So this is always something you got to think about. And for those that are trying to get into this space, when you are thinking about getting into this space, just remember, you're going to get to a point where there's going to be a roadblock. There's something blocking you. You have to consider, how can I get around this? How can I get around that? How can I get to the point? How can I get further, right? And how you can get further, well, one, obviously, our situation is ditch the fucking bars, because that's no use at all. And then two, obviously, now it's the jobs that we're working outside of this.
Yeah.
It's kind of getting in the way of this a little bit. How do we work around that? How do we evolve? How do we keep pushing forward? How do we break through the barrier?
In a responsible, safe way where we're
Exactly.
not going to bankrupt ourselves, right?
Exactly.
We're not saying quit your job.
Exactly.
We're saying basically a reframe of thinking of, how can I achieve my goal by changing something small here, right?
Yep.
So whether, like with us, obviously it was drinking and certain friends
Yep.
that were very poor influences on us.
Yep.
Not even friends, just people in general. There's a lot of people, but
literally.
It's that reframe of thought, right? Like, so we're not saying, like, yes, in our cases, work is taking the time. Work is going to take time.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
But you need a job, right?
You need a job. You need money.
So the question is, how can you make money and live off of this while gaining more time to work on what you're trying to do, right?
Yeah.
That's the ultimate question. And that's what we're both trying to figure out.
And that's the thing is, I promise you guys, and we'll give ourselves, by the end of this, I don't even want to say the end of this year. That's too far. I think by July, we'll be sitting on this podcast giving you guys an answer for how you can create that, right? So obviously we have methods now with our conversation that we had with Ben probably 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
We have methods now where we've figured something out. We've, inquired someone else to kind of help us a little bit. And we're taking that knowledge now and we're going to turn it into something. And I think in the next couple months here, we'll be able to kind of tell you how we've been able to push through that next barrier. We're at that barrier right now. We're at a barrier where, all right, we've created something, but now how do we push through? How do we get to the next step where it's a profitable thing? How do we, whatever, make it more than just a hobby? And it's essentially, it started off as a hobby. Now we want to grow it and we want to live it. We want this to be us. This is when you think about Sam Pease and you think about Connor Schabel, we want you to think about this and what we've built.
Right.
So how do we break through that barrier? We'll be able to tell you guys. Very, very soon, I think.
Yeah.
I think in the very near future, you guys will be hearing about, holy fuck, we've done something. We've been able to get through it and everything's working. And I think God damn it, we're going to be sitting here in fucking no longer than 5 months. And we're going to be sitting here talking to you guys about how this shit worked. Mm-hmm. It's that crazy.
Yeah.
It's all about how you put your mind to it. It really is. So yeah, if anybody has questions about it, about how we're doing and how it's going, this is, man, it's been a build. It's taken a lot of time, but I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah. It's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
So for anybody that's looking to get into this shit and do this seriously, definitely do it. You just got to do it. You got to pick up the camera. You got to do it. You got to find that niche. That's what it's about. So, man,
that's a good outro song.
It's a good outro song, but a good outro song for a deep podcast.
Very good conversation.
Very good conversation. So if anybody's interested in more of this shit, we'll have more.
Yeah, for sure. As always, the podcast is going to be hosted on Apple Music, Spotify, now Amazon Music as well. If you want to watch, because we obviously often have stuff in our videos on the screen. If you want to watch, check us out on YouTube, and you can watch us there. Definitely subscribe and follow too, because every time we drop a new one, you'll be able to be known of it. So, God, I can't talk. We hope you guys have a good one. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.